The work of Our Lady's Quilters is a snapshot of what has happened here over the past 50 years. With God's guidance and God's help, day by day, stitch by stitch, we have woven a life here at our parish. After World War II, Northern Virginia was growing by leaps and bounds. So, in 1955, Bishop Ireton carved out Our Lady of Good Counsel Parish from the overcrowded St. James Parish in Falls Church. It was a humble beginning. The first masses were held in the Dunloring Firehouse. Then came a temporary chapel on the second floor of Frank Goodell's food locker.
Well, it was upstairs over the locker plant, and it was just like heaven in the church. It just like a hall. It was better than the fire department. There were no business beauty in the back when the priest held up the host and that.
The Arlington Diocese owned 23 acres at Notre Dame Drive and Wolf Trap Road. So in 1957, ground was broken for a chapel, a temporary rectory, and an 8-classroom school. They called it Toyland.
Father Camel was the original pastor. Father Camel became ill, and then Father Toy came from Ohio, I believe, and he was the one that had the foresight to plan for the school, and he contacted the Sisters of St. Joseph up in Chestnut Hill, Pennsylvania, and they very graciously accepted the appointment, and Mother Catherine Loyola was the first principal here at Our Lady of Good Counsel School.
There were 6 grades there then. Mother Catherine had the 6th grade. She was the principal, the head of the convent, and she taught the 6th grade.
They didn't have no desk or anything, and they just had chairs to sit on, and they would sit there and write on the chair in front of them. They would use that as their desk.
They had a school bus.
Yes, my kids came on the school bus.
And they had hot lunches. They were 25 cents.
Mm-hmm. Most of the classes were in the 50s as far as pupil-sister ratio. There were very, very few lay teachers when I started here.
But there was an excitement here about getting this school together and making it work. And Father Toy was a wonderful leader. And
we had the women's club, and he would be at all the meetings and play the piano after the meetings, and anybody who wanted to stay would do a sing-along.
And back in those days, we didn't have any PTA or PTO, so the women's club and the men's club together raised all the money.
When Father Toy was here, bingo was outlawed in the state. That's gambling, so we called it Zingo. And we made it around $1,000 to $1,500 a week. We used to have our dances all the time. We had at least 1 or 2 a month. And we called them what they call a dollar dance and that. And we just to get together. We didn't make money, but we just to get together and that. We got to know everybody.
Oh, we had bazaars and dances and dinners and all kinds of things that we did to raise money to make the school work mostly and the parish.
It was fun.
Just like a big family. We knew everybody. Everybody knew everybody.
We had Mass not only in what is now the library, but we had Mass in what is now the council room.
This is the parish council room here. I built the altar, the tabernacle, and the communion rail.
So, you know, through the years, a lot of physical changes have taken place.
We developed and grew along with the area. 15 years after we started, Fairfax County's population had tripled again. The parish was bursting at the seams. Father Corcoran was at the helm for the groundbreaking in 1970. On March 4th, 1973, Father Ernst said the last Mass in the council room. And the next week, doors opened across the parking lot on a gleaming new house of worship. along with the church grew the school.
When we started, Father Corcoran, who was the then pastor, purchased the very first portable science lab, and a lawyer by the name of John Brandt donated the very first microscope that I had to use. Now we have microscopes for 30 students. We have all of the equipment so that the children can really tie in all aspects of the curriculum from kindergarten through grade 8. It's a wonderful, wonderful facility.
Active parents and a dedicated staff have been a constant at Our Lady of Good Counsel School.
We started out as room parents and field trip coordinators and working on the auction. Our first year in the parish was the first year of the auction. As the kids got older, it was things like coaching sports, and for Lee being commissioner of basketball, house league, CYO, then softball and tennis.
You know, for me, it was a way to spend time with the kids. It was, stuff that I enjoy doing and like to do.
We found about OLGC is very welcoming. There's always room for another person to help.
Live, Jesus, live. So live in me, that all I do be done with thee, and grant that all I think and say may be your thoughts and words today.
We all have the very same strong beliefs. We try our best to teach our children to be good Christian Catholics. I love this school. This is my life. I've been here over half of my life, and I love every aspect of it.
But the school is only one aspect of faith formation at Our Lady of Good Counsel.
There's Catholic formation offered through the CCF program. And then we have a high school youth ministry program as well. And we have adult faith formation for couples and families and individual adults. We have the RCIA for adults who are thinking about becoming Catholics.
When do we convert over from the inquiry to the catechism?
October 9th. One of the things that was clearly on Father Metzger's mind when he hired me was to have in place here more intergenerational catechesis, because we're just finding that our society is so mobile and so torn in so many directions that we've got to get everybody involved, from the toddlers up through our older and wiser seniors.
Through it all have been the Oblates.
We are charged with the spiritual life of the parish, and we take care of all the sacramental needs of the parish. We, the Oblates of St. Francis de Sales, follow the spirituality of St. Francis de Sales. Francis de Sales was known as the gentleman saint, so his spirit is a spirit of gentleness and humility, and a spirit of optimism. So we, I believe, we try to be gentle in our approach to helping people to grow in holiness, and gentle in the way in which we encourage people to grow closer to God. One of the key ways in which we do it, I believe, is through our preaching. In the Sunday liturgies. In my own way of preaching, I always try to emphasize some aspect of our Salesian spirit.
The gentleness that the Oblates bring, that kindness is something that I think does permeate through the parish.
The Oblates are very personable, and they're friendly, and they enjoy what they're doing. I mean, they just bring it all together, and they stay with the times. They grow with the times, and I love my Oblates.
We work very directly with the people of the parish, and that's one of the wonderful things about Our Lady of Good Counsel, is that the lay people here assist us in very many ways.
When the church first started saying Mass on this property, the women, known then as the Altar and Rosary Society, started with making rosaries for the missions, and from there grew the Women's Club, and all during the whole time we were doing basically the same thing, helping others in one way or another.
It was back in 1975 or 6, and I was chairman of the bazaar, for the Christmas bazaar, and I had said to the girls, I said, why don't we make a quilt to raffle off? So we still make them, and it's been going on for all these years, and it was just a good way to raise money back then. And it was a lot of camaraderie to get this group of women together, which some of us are still the original. My allegiance is to Our Lady of Good Counsel because I've built a home here, and it seems to me to be like my home, my brothers and sisters in Christ.
The spirit here is like a spirit of family. For me as an Oblate priest, we have a great community. The people here reach out whenever there's a need.
And of course our liturgy committees involve lectors, Eucharistic ministers, wedding coordinators, sacristans, altar servers, church environment, which would mean flowers, etc., and the music ministry, of course.
There are hundreds of people involved here in spiritual life and social concerns. They reach out to literally thousands of people. Housing this good work was one reason we again needed more space as we approached the new millennium. Again, the parishioners of Our Lady Good Counsel answered to call. And so here we are today, with beautiful new school facilities, new places to gather, in this beautiful chapel. But beyond the bricks and mortar, inspired things continue to happen here because individuals care enough to sustain a devout and vibrant community.
I have been here at Our Lady of Good Counsel for as long as I can remember. Being involved in the church and having an active faith has always been a very strong part of who I am. I want them to see that being a Catholic is more than just coming to church on Sunday and receiving communion, that it is a part of how you live your life, how you make your decisions, and how other people see you because of the decisions that you make. My vision of the future is having everybody feel like they have a welcome and distinguished part of this parish and this congregation.
And so it goes on. May God grant Christy's wish and continue to bless us as we weave our life together.